What is your reaction to what we saw last week and where it goes from here?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, starting with Matt, I think he knows that there are things that maybe he overestimated, didn't put enough of a spotlight on, and things during before the game even started, as far as what Justin's comfort level was, what he was going to be able to handle from a responsibility standpoint at the line of scrimmage in that game, and then how he was able to adjust and get them in rhythm once they got into the game. He knows that there are ways in which he did not get it done in that regard, and as he said, he's going to have to learn from that, and he's going to have to be much better with that. Number two, look, I also know why he didn't want to play him, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that this offensive line, as you saw in that game, look, when you call three-step drop, and your quarterback on the third step is getting his face smashed, that isn't play calling. That's just called, I don't have people up front right now who can get it done. And we know, as far as protecting young quarterbacks, that's really where it all starts with them up front. And this team, it's just not set up right. It's just not. For a young quarterback, he needs to really, as far as he's concerned, he needs to stay on the bench and really sit and learn. And then number three, look, Justin just needs more time. He just does. That does not mean that he is not going to be a great quarterback, because they still believe he's going to be a great quarterback. But he needs more time. He will benefit from sitting behind Andy Dalton or whoever else they decide to put out there, Nick Foles, if they trot him out there next. But look, there's a lot of things that are going wrong up there right now. It starts with the head coach. It kind of filters to the offensive line. Justin has some responsibility in it, and it's something they're going to have to dig themselves out of. But this is just not a good situation right now.
D-Wood, you have a skeptical look.
Well, listen, Greeny, we know how last week went here on Get Up. My brother Lewis, Riddick was, we were kind of going toe-to-toe a little bit. And the fact that, I mentioned Nick Foles, everything just blew up. It just blew up talking about Nick Foles because of the fact that, his man, Matt Nagy, was, had basically said, listen, he's not ready to take the reins yet. And so my rationale was, if that's not the case, why not play Nick Foles? Why not start Nick Foles? He's making all this money. He's he's on the roster, and Al got shotted down last week. Got shotted down.
What do you
by
mean?
My man Lou Riddick.
No, you didn't.
Got shotted down. And look what happened on the film. Look what happened on the film. 9 sacks.
I'm not disagreeing that Nick Foles should have played. I'm not disagreeing with you about that, especially how this offense typically is run as far as the responsibility that's being put on the quarterback to kind of protect himself through protection calls and protection adjustments. Yeah, Nick is much better suited to do that at this point in time in his career than Justin Fields. So I'm not disagreeing with you about that at all. I'm really not. What I am disagreeing about was this. Look, there has been a groundswell of support for Justin Fields, and justifiably so. Look, he's a tremendous talent. We all know that. There's been a groundswell of support and a big push to get him out on the field. Let him learn. Let him take his lumps. He needs to learn. He needs to be out there, okay? But you see, like right now, there's some intel that they have about him, and there's a reason why they were reluctant to put him out there. One, because they didn't feel as though he was ready. Two, they didn't feel as though the offensive line was really ready enough to a degree to protect him well enough. And you know what? Three, I will say this, and when wrapping those first two things up, they did make a mistake in putting him out there. But you know what? They were victims of their own ambition of wanting to see what they had in him. They also listened to all the criticism and all the heat that's coming down saying, look, you need to play the kid. You need to put him out there. They're human beings too, and they made a miscalculation on that part too. They shouldn't be listening to all the outside noise. They shouldn't be listening to us saying, put him out there, put him out there. The Chicago media saying, put him out there. He needs to learn. Because this team isn't ready to support him. He's not ready yet. And they should have put Nick Foles out there. So, look, I'm not disagreeing with you in that regard. What I said was this. You just don't want the same thing to happen to him that potentially it's being talked about that could be happening to Zach Wilson in New York. And that is, you don't want guys being ruined because they're just getting their confidence stripped away from them. That's what I said.
All right, now we've taken it a step too far. I don't know why we had to bring me into all of this.
Lewis, why you had to bring violence to TV this morning?
Seriously. Now
what's that all about?
I'm collateral damage. I don't know why in the world you would do that to poor Nick Foles. Hasn't he suffered enough? You're going to put him out there? Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.